If you're about to take a pair of scissors to this end of your belt, the end with the holes in, put the scissors down and stop. Once you've done it, there's no going back. This is what most people do, and it's completely wrong. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you the correct way to shorten your belt. It's going to cost you about £2 in kit, and you need absolutely no skill. I'm Jonathan Farley. This is the Essential Guide for the Modern Man. Stick with me and I'll show you how to shorten a belt. If you learn nothing else from this video, please learn this. You never shorten a belt from this end, from the holes end. You always shorten it from the buckle end. Why? Because that's the bit that's finished. It's the bit that people see. The holes stop before you get to the end. The end is typically finished, and if you cut it, you ruin it forever. The buckle end, on the other hand, is where the belt is designed to be shortened from, and all the work that you do is going to be covered by the belt. So even if you do a messy job, it's going to be hidden. If you've got a riveted belt, you've just won a watch, because that's the easiest one to do. It takes you 2 minutes, and I'll show you that really quickly. A stitched belt takes a little bit longer, but even then doesn't need any special skills and is still a really quick job to do. So have a look at the belt you're trying to shorten, and if the rivet has a groove on the top, like this one, for a screwdriver to go in, then you know it's what's called a Chicago screw and is designed to be unscrewed. If it's a solid rivet that's been punched through, then you have to treat that like a stitched belt. We'll get to that in a second. But this one, I'm going to show you really quickly how to do it. Find the groove in the top of the Chicago screw with your screwdriver and unscrew it. Keep the two pieces and keep them nice and safe. Now the belt comes apart. You've got the keeper, this little leather loop, keep that as well. Another keeper and the buckle. And this is the part we're actually interested in. All we need to do is work out how much we need to shorten the belt by, cut it off, make a new hole for the screw to go through, and reassemble the belt. It's literally as simple as that. So this is where you take your sharp craft knife, and this is an acrylic block. You can use a wooden block, anything like that. A cutting board, anything that you can cut against. You cut it off. Then to create the holes, you're going to use one of these. None of this kit's expensive. You can buy one of these online. It's a leather hole punch with different sizes of punch to use. And you simply find the right size of hole and make it in the appropriate place at the same distance from the edge of the belt as the last one. Then you just put it back together as it was before. That went in there. This one goes down there. And this keeper, this has got a double keeper on it. And this keeper is attached to the hole by a little thong. And you just put it all back together. Line up the holes. Put the Chicago screw through it. Screw it back together, and it really is as simple as that. That's if you're lucky enough to have a belt with a Chicago screw. Now, a lot of people when they're doing this think, oh, I don't need to bother with a professional hole punch. I'll just use a knife or a screwdriver or something pointy and make the hole. Please don't do that. It's the one thing that's going to make the end result look really amateurish. If you've used a screwdriver to make the hole and you've damaged the belt and it's a really rough hole, these make a really nice professional job, and as I say, they're not very expensive. Now for the belts that have the buckles stitched on, the technique is almost identical, but obviously you're going to need a couple of extra steps. I'll link to all of the equipment in the description so you know how to get everything. The first thing we're going to do is cut the stitching to take off the old buckle. Just slide the blade down to the stitching, and the first bit comes off. Take the keeper off. That exposes the second lot of stitching. I'll turn it around and show you this way. Second lot of stitching. Right, buckles off. Now I need to know by how much we're going to shorten the belt. And a good rule of thumb, there's usually an odd number of holes in a belt, sometimes 5, sometimes 7. This one's got 7. So I'm going to aim for the middle hole. When you adjust it, if you use the middle hole, then it gives you wiggle room to go up and down and the belt's still going to fit you. And that also leaves you an appropriate amount of tail left to tuck in. I'll just put the buckle back on for a second. All I'm going to do is put it on as though I'm tightening it to the right tightness for me. I want the hole to be there. So I'm going to pinch where I want the hole to be. I'm just going to use my craft knife and make a small mark where I think the hole should be. And then I'm going to measure the center of the middle hole to that mark that I just made. 9.3 centimeters, 93 millimeters. So the belt needs to be 93 millimeters shorter. So we take it back to this end, and we're not actually interested in the overall length, because that bit that flaps over, that could be any length you like. What we're interested in is this notch here, where the belt buckle is going to go through. So I'm going to measure from that 93 millimeters and make the new notch further down the belt. 93 millimeters to the center of the hole. Center of the belt. Double check it. Measure twice, cut once, as my old woodwork teacher would say. 93 millimeters. And we're going to make a hole. And we'll make that hole in the middle. Great. So that's going to be the middle of the notch. And the notch itself is going to be 2 centimeters wide. So a centimeter back, I'm going to go there, and a centimeter forward, I'm going to go there. So if we join all these up, that should give us our 2 centimeter notch. And then just trim the bits in the middle as we're connecting them. You can get notch cutters that do a much neater job, but because we now have the rough shape of the notch, we can use the Stanley knife, the craft knife, to neaten that up. As you can see, we've got the old notch and the new notch, and for now, I'm not going to cut off the excess. We're going to do that later on. At the moment, we don't know how much overhang we're going to need. So I'm just going to roughly reassemble the belt just to check everything works size-wise, and we'll put the keeper back in, and this will let us measure up for the next step. Because we're not going to re-stitch the belt, that's more of an advanced leatherworking task. We're going to put 2 new holes in with 2 new Chicago screws. So we'll do that next. So it's by no means necessary, but I find these little DIY clamps very useful just to hold the belt in place. When you've got things in the right position, very handy just to clamp them in place. It's like having an extra pair of hands when you're doing the job. Stops everything moving about. So there's 2 holes, and I want there to be one there. And then one just there. And that's why it's a great idea to have everything in place, because then you can see the spacing and how much room everything needs, and that just looks ideal. Because the leather's quite thick, I'm going to punch these holes all the way through, the marks that I've just made for where the Chicago screws are going to be. I'm going to punch these all the way through, make sure that lines up right in the middle. That's one. Put it back together again. Line it all up. And then we're going to go all the way through. Because these holes are all the way through one side, but they haven't gone through the other side yet, we need to mark on the other side where those holes are going to be. And Again, with it all being clamped in place, we know it's not going to move. So we just start off with the hole there, and that's ideal. So again, we just punch it all the way through. And the same on this one. So now we can go ahead with the reassembly. So screw that in nice and tight, and that's it secure. That's the buckle now secure. So all we need to do is put the keeper on, slide that on from the tail end right up to the top, and pop in another screw. And there we are, that's how it ends up on the visible side. Now on the reverse, we still have this little bit of excess to take off, and we can simply do that with the scissors that we were going to use in the first place. You don't have to be too bothered about that, because that bit's not going to be seen anyway. Now all we have to do is try it on for size. Perfect. So that's a perfectly fitting belt. Now, the bonus with this, because we've replaced the stitching with Chicago screws, we can unscrew them, adjust the length of the belt, and reattach it at any time. And if you wanted to change the buckle for something completely different, a brass buckle, a black buckle, or something completely different, it'll take you about 2 minutes with that. If you've got any belt adjusting stories you'd like to share, please pop them into the comments. And if you have any questions about anything that I've covered today, please let me know and I'll do my best to answer. Anyway, take care and I'll see you very soon.